First things first, I'ma say all the words inside my head. I'm fired up and tired of the way that things have been. Oh, ooh, the way that things have been. Oh, ooh.
Well, hello, everybody. How do we prepare ourselves to succeed? Knowledge, understanding, comprehending how everything works together. Basically, the mind and the brain and the results that we get from our body. The brain thinks in pictures. It doesn't think in words. What I mean by that, if I was to say the word tiger, what do you see? Good. So if I say the word elephant, what do you see? Okay. Now, if you happen to notice, you saw one of the animals, but you didn't see an animal just floating in space. You saw that animal in its habitat. Okay? Because that's how the brain thinks in pictures. So now if I say the word pit bull, so some people would see the word, like you're saying, the athletic team. You probably saw the color of the logo or something like that. Some people would see a dog. Then there's other people would see the singer, Pitbull. Because words don't have meaning, but the meaning we give it. And unfortunately, in the English language, one word has so many different meanings. Now we get into the good part. The mind. What do you see? And that's what most people have. Most people see the picture of the brain. But unfortunately, the brain is not the mind. The brain is a circuit board for the body. It controls the daily functions of how the body is going to move. It takes 1.3 seconds of thought to get from your brain to your extremities, from your brain to your arms and to your legs. And what I mean by a circuit board, if I was to go over to my light switch and flip on the switch, then you have light. Fantastic. But if I go flip it off, light's off. That's how the brain works. And we used to learn that in martial arts. Because as you know, I had 37 years of martial arts. So what I mean by the circuit board, we used to learn you hit to the brain, hit to the neck, brain shuts off, body goes limp. Unfortunately, most people want to change the results, but they don't work on where it all comes from. It comes from the mind. Conscious mind, subconscious mind. Conscious mind, it basically controls, let me get my notes out. It basically controls where your thoughts are, where your thinking comes from. It's your thinking mind. It's also your educated mind. It's where your choices are made. It accepts or it can reject. Basically, also, it originates a thought. Your subconscious mind is your emotional mind. When people say, oh, I really want to do that, but it just doesn't feel right. It doesn't feel. Well, feeling, there's no thoughts in the aspect of those type of feelings. It's either it is or it doesn't. That comes from your subconscious mind. Also, in your subconscious mind, you must accept something. It can never reject. When you start understanding about what it is you really want, you can go get it. In everything in life, you have to pay the price. I'll say it again. In everything in life, you have to pay the price. The price is basically like going to a restaurant. Some people think that life is like a restaurant where you go in, you'll sit down with your family and you'll eat and eat and eat and just enjoy yourself, whatever, a glass of water, whatever, and just eat. Then later, the bill comes. Now you have to pay the price. when life is really like a buffet. You pay the price first, and then you can do whatever you want to do.
This is my fight song. Take back my life song. Prove I'm alright song.
Enemy. Enemy. Inner me. That is our biggest enemy. Most of the time, the words that we say, especially as humans, so is it 70% of our words are negative words. And we say the most negative words toward ourselves. Words are so powerful. People do not realize how powerful their words are.
Today I will do what others won't, so tomorrow I can do what others can't.
If we say one negative word toward one person out there, I guarantee you're saying 3 negative words to yourself. Because, like, for instance, I want you to look at this. If I point at the problem, oh, the problem's never me. The problem's always over there. It's Steve over there. It's Steve. I'm pointing how many fingers at Steve? 1. How many fingers do I have pointing back at me? So the problem's never there. The problem's here. But then it goes even higher. The problem's here. Because it comes down to the programming. A computer can only put out what it's programmed. The same with the subconscious mind. It can only put out what is programmed. And if there's something that you really want, you say focus. Focus. Follow one course until successful. But one of the words that we have to transform is the word change. If a person who has brown hair will go out and change their hair color to blonde. I'm bald, obviously my wife taught me this. So if they'll change their hair color to blonde, and over a period of time it will change back. Then I got to go change it again. It'll change back. Change again, change back. So in other words, she's in that vicious cycle of change. What we need to be is like the caterpillar that will transform to the butterfly that can never transform back. And that comes, as humans, that comes to the words we use.
I know I can be what I wanna be. If I work hard at it, I'll be where I wanna be. I know I can be what I wanna be.
So I'll do this with some of my clients where I have them put their arm out and I'll push down on their hand with my other hand. I'll push down on it. And I'll say, I want you to say the words, I can tie my shoes. Every older person can tie their shoes. And you have to fight it. So they'll fight it and you'll fight. They'll be able to fight because they're saying, I can tie my shoes. Then we'll do the exact same thing again. Put their arm out and I'll take a finger. And I'll put the finger on their hand. And I said, now, all I want you to say, I cannot tie my shoes. Even though it's a lie, you just say, I cannot tie my shoes. And 99% of the time, I can push their hand down with a finger. Because cannot is a negative word. The words you are learning to speak is coming from somebody else. Somebody else taught us to say those words because we hear somebody else say it.
Sit down and shut up.
How do you program a computer with numbers and stuff like that? How do you can program the mind? Not with numbers, but with words. And when you understand the words that you are programming your mind, transform those words to what you really want. And you will get what you want. Do you have a picture of what you want? Is it something you see daily? It's called the GPS of life. You have to have that picture of where you're going. When you have that picture of where you're going, you put it in your phone, or in other words, your address of where you want to go, and you can go get it. I like to say this one. Life also like a car. Your hand is on the steering wheel of opportunity. You start the car and you get ready to go. You look to the left. Oh man, I can go to the left. Oh, I can go to the right. Oh my goodness, look at this big windshield of opportunity. I can go anywhere I want to go. Anywhere. But unfortunately, more people spend more time looking in the rearview mirror. The past. You have to have a clear picture of what you want. And do not look at your past. The top represents our future. The bottom represents our past. The middle, the present. More people are worried about the sand that's in the bottom, going, oh my goodness, look at all, it's getting so full. What am I going to do? That sounds stupid, but listen to people. People think, oh, I have lots of time. No one knows how much time you got. I can go outside and get struck by a bee and whatever. All we have to do is think about now. Concentrate on your present. Dream of what you want. Make it a clear picture, and you'll go there. Your brain has no choice but to go there. Because remember, the brain cannot tell the difference between a thought and reality. What do you want? Say it over and over and over and over again. The more you say it, it will come real. So like this. If you were to say a lie to yourself over 50 times, a lie, it could be a stupid lie. Like, let's see here. What's something? John, you are so fat. You are so fat and lazy and just good for nothing. If I said that 50 to 75 times, that's programming my mind. So what will come out of that? John will be 500 pounds, sitting back, eating bonbons, watching the news. The words you say. Words don't have meaning, but the meaning you give it. I said a bad thing. I said good. What we teach, good is bad. Great is good. Fantastic is great. If you ever ask people, how you doing? Oh, not too bad. It means they're just, whatever. You're bad. How you doing? I'm doing good, which means you're bad. I'm doing great, which means you're good. Me, I don't ever say I'm doing great. I always say I'm doing fantastic. Even when I'm not doing fantastic, I'm still saying that. Because I'm calling forth those things that be not as though they were. When you're excited about going somewhere, it makes it more fun. It's the journey to get us there. It's not the destination. The journey is the most important thing. The destination, okay, you're there. Now what?
Second, don't you tell me what you think that I can be. I'm the one at the sail. I'm the master of my sea. Oh, ooh, the master of my sea. Oh, ooh.
Rise and shine. 6 a.m. and your hand can't make it to the alarm clock before the voices in your head start telling you that it's too early, too dark, and too cold to get out of bed. Aching muscles lie still in rebellion, pretending not to hear your brain commanding them to move. A legion of voices are shouting their unanimous permission for you to hit the snooze button and go back to dreamland. But you didn't ask their opinion. The voice you've chosen to listen to is one of defiance. A voice that says there was a reason you set that alarm in the first place. So sit up, put your feet on the floor, and don't look back, because we've got work to do. Welcome to the grind. For what is each day but a series of conflicts between the right way and the easy way? 10,000 streams fan out like a river delta before you, each one promising the path of least resistance. Thing is, you're headed upstream. And when you make that choice, when you decide to turn your back on what's comfortable and safe and what some would call common sense, well, that's day one. From there, it only gets tougher. So just make sure this is something you want, because the easy way out will always be there, ready to wash you away. All you have to do is pick up your feet. But you aren't going to, are you? With each step comes the decision to take another. You're on your way now, but this is no time to dwell on how far you've come. You're in a fight against an opponent you can't see, but oh, you can feel him on your heels, can't you? Feel him breathing down your neck. You know what that is? That's you. Your fears, your doubts, and insecurities all lined up like a firing squad, ready to shoot you out of the sky. But don't lose heart. While they're not easily defeated, they are far from invincible. Remember, this is the grind, the battle royale between you and your mind, your body, and the devil on your shoulder who's telling you that this is just a game. This is just a waste of time. Your opponents are stronger than you. Drown out the voice of uncertainty with the sound of your own heartbeat. Burn away your self-doubt with a fire lit beneath you. Remember what we're fighting for, and never forget that momentum's a cruel mistress. She can turn on a dime or the smallest mistake. She is ever searching for the weak place in your armor, that one tiny thing you forgot to prepare for. So as long as the devil is hiding the details, the question remains, is that all you got? Are you sure? And when the answer is yes, when you've done all you can to prepare yourself for battle, then it's time to go forth and boldly face your enemy, the enemy within. Only now you must take that fight into the open, into hostile territory. You're a lion in a field of lions, all hunting the same elusive prey with a desperate starvation that says victory is the only thing that can keep you alive. So believe that voice that says you can run a little faster, and you can throw a little harder, and that for you, the laws of physics are merely a suggestion. Luck is the last dying wish of those who want to believe that winning can happen by accident. Sweat, on the other hand, is for those who know it's a choice. So decide now, because destiny waits for no man. And when your time comes and 1,000 different voices are trying to tell you you're not ready for it, listen instead to that lone voice of dissent. The one that says you are ready, you are prepared. It's all up to you now. So rise and shine.